Well, alrighty, it's about that time. Hello, everyone. It's digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through some of 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 o'clock newscast. I say it every day wherever you're watching Before the Four this afternoon, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending just a bit of your Wednesday afternoon here. Now, I say we dive into some of the day's top news stories, and let's begin in Huntsville, where a 34-year-old man is now dead after a shooting on Braun Avenue last night. Now, police say the man who was shot had unlawfully entered the shooter's home. 34-year-old Demetrius Page was that man shot and killed last night. Authorities say the incident happened around 5:30. When officers arrived, they said they saw Page suffering after being shot. He was taken to Huntsville Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. Now, after further investigation, police say the shooting stemmed from a disagreement between the two parties, leading Page to enter the shooter's home. Now, another person was also accidentally shot and injured, but they are expected to be okay. The Madison County District Attorney's Office says no charges will be filed in last night's shooting, and 48's Callie Neese will have more coming up in our evening newscast, so make sure to stick around. But now moving over to a story in case you missed it. 2 days ago, a woman was charged in connection with the death of a 13-year-old boy back in August. Now, police say 13-year-old Cal Fox was legally crossing the roadway on his bike at the intersection of Bailey Cove Road and Green Mountain Road when he was hit and killed. Yesterday, 48's Faith Delp spoke with Cal's father, who says he's relieved that the suspect has now been charged. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
At 13 years old, Cal Fox wanted to do everything. His dad told me he had hopes and dreams for his future, and he was growing stronger as a mountain biker. His dad says now what was next in Cal's life was stolen from him.
This killer has stolen from us. It's just the what was next. There's ideas of like, well, how tall was Cal going to be, or what was he going to do professionally?
Cal was loved by many. Here at his memorial at the intersection where he died shows just a glimpse of how much he was loved. Brian, Cal's dad, hasn't been over here since his passing back in August, but he says the overwhelming amount of love and support from the community has helped the grieving process. And he says now that the justice system is working in his favor, he is just so grateful to everyone who has moved this long process along.
I've had to pray for patience and understanding about every day, because as a parent, you want this handled quickly. You want to see justice.
Fox told me this is a milestone as their family continues to grieve this horrible loss every day. He says he is glad the driver who hit his son was arrested, adding she was bound to hurt someone.
It wasn't if someone was going to get hurt, it was who was going to get hurt. And unfortunately, that happened to be my son, but it would have been someone else.
I spoke to a prosecutor to find out what impairing substance was found in Sarah Olson's car, but he told me he could not release that or her toxicology report since this is still a pending case. Olson was released on bond last night. Reporting in Huntsville, Faith Delp, 48 News, on your side.
Such a tragic situation all around. And with that story, we're going to head to break. But coming up, heading out to Owens Crossroads, where its city council continues to face pressure over troubled teen facility pathway, and a fundraiser along with a food drive happening in Huntsville this weekend. And there'll be plenty of entertainment to go along with it. We'll go through it all in 1 minute. All right, break time over. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. Now heading out to Owens Crossroads, where city leaders and attorneys are continuing to look for ways to revoke Pathway of Madison County's business license. Now this after girls continue to keep escaping from the facility. 48's Nick Ballinger with the latest.
But a residential community is not the place for Pathway.
Is it going to take a tragedy for this place to be shut down?
While residents raise concerns, Pathway's teen facility for girls remains open. The City Council renewed Pathway's business license in August with conditions, including building a fence around the property within 90 days.
This is not going to change with a taller fence. If these girls want out, they're going to get out.
It's now day 105. Newly elected Councilman David Ardveson shared his take.
I don't feel this condition was taken seriously. Failures in service to the troubled youth by Pathway Management repeatedly demonstrate a lack of respect and care for the troubled youth and to the community it resides in.
The girls in the facility are under state care after being bounced around in foster homes, struggling with behavioral and mental problems. Pathway has been plagued with problems, including 16 police calls since July, a riot in September of last year, and numerous escapes, one as recent as last weekend.
What unfolded was pure chaos, scary, and something I hope no child in our neighborhood ever has to witness again. Allowing a facility to continue operating in unsafe and inadequate conditions sets a harmful precedent for current and future businesses.
City attorneys are now working to find any legal lever to pull Pathway's license for good. Until then, the doors of Pathway will stay open.
And now check this out. Here in Huntsville, a fundraiser along with a food drive is happening at Mad Malt's Brewing for the Rose of Sharon Soup Kitchen. But that's not all it is. Attendees can also expect to hear a plethora of local musicians for a night of fun. I recently spoke with Kirk Jones along with Teresa Wilson-Todd. She's the executive director of Rose of Sharon, all about Saturday night's event. Let's take a listen. Talk about what first inspired you to start this fundraiser.
We've done this fundraiser, I don't know if this is the third time we've done it, but we've done it several times over the years. And I actually used to play music at the Rose of Sharon during the daytime. Me and a ukulele group would go in there and play music for people who are having lunch and breakfast and stuff like that. And then that's sort of what got me thinking. I was like, well, we could probably do a fundraiser for this, and we've done it several times, and so far it's always been successful. And right now it seems like they need it more than ever. So hopefully you guys can make it even more successful than ever. So that's where it started, and that's where we are.
And Teresa, talk about the past couple of weeks working at the Rose of Sharon. How has it been?
The past couple of weeks have been incredibly busy with the furloughed employees and also people losing their SNAP benefits. We've helped almost 100 furloughed families in need. So we're just completely just busy. Just handing out food. It's coming in as fast as it's going out, which is a good thing, but we need the community support so we can help others who are struggling right now.
Right, absolutely. And with the holidays coming up, that makes even more of a difference for sure.
It does, it does.
But absolutely. So how much are you planning on, like what's the goal for how much to raise at this event?
Well, the thing is, like, you can bring in non-perishable items, you can bring in toiletry items, but you can also donate money. So I know other people are struggling too, so maybe you don't have the cash, but maybe you have things in your pantry that you're like, you know, we aren't eating this, let's give it to somebody who really needs it. Maybe you go to grocery store and there's buy one, get one free, get one for yourself, get one for them, whatever works out. So anything, I really don't have an expectation. I just want it to be successful and as much as possible. And the other thing is that you don't have to wait till the 22nd to come to our event and donate anything. You can go to Rose of Sharon right now and drop off whatever you think, or call them and ask them directly what they might need today or they might need tomorrow, and get ahead of the thing.
It's always a great time speaking with Kirk Jones as well as Teresa with the Rose of Sharon Soup Kitchen. You guys might remember back, I've had Kirk Jones in at the station a few times for different interviews, and it's always great to speak with him. Great ukuleleist, and you can actually see a performance that he does during that interview. You can find that on our website right now. Just go to WAFF.com along with more details about Saturday's event. But come on out, Mad Malt's Brewing this Saturday. Bring some items to donate and enjoy a night of great entertainment. It's going to be a great time, and you're just not going to want to miss it. And speaking of things you're just not going to want to miss, let's go into the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. Now, the latest on the Epstein files, get all of those details coming up. Mail issues in Monrovia, 48's Faith Delp is on that this afternoon. And finally, a Huntsville bomb detector dog's last day in office. Get that awesome story coming up. And these are just a few of the stories you're just not going to want to miss coming up in our evening newscasts. And as I promised in yesterday's Before the Four, we have Facebook fun today. And our 48 Facebook question today, of course, is which household chore do you hate the most? And let me just say, there's not a lot of household chores I actually like. So I think I'm going to have to just go with all of the above. I'm not a fan of doing household chores, but they got to get done, very much unfortunately. But let's see what you all had to say. What is a household chore you hate doing the most? And let's see what y'all had to say. It looks like Porter Clark said cleaning toilets. Definitely not a fan of that one. I feel you on that. Mary said ironing. 100%. It is a struggle, no doubt about it. Thank you so much for commenting, Mary. It looks like D. Clifton said all of it. D and I are on the same page there. I am not a fan of really anything that has the word chore in it. So I feel you on that. Cindy said washing dishes by hand and cleaning bathrooms. 100%. I know washing dishes by hand, you get those dishes clean, but it's just so much easier to just throw it all in the dishwasher. But hey, I feel you on that. Ronald said getting out of bed. Now that in itself is sometimes a tough chore, especially when it's really chilly outside. You're wrapped under your blankets. You have 2 or 3 blankets on. It is hard to get out of bed on those days, on those mornings. And then Amanda said laundry. And let's see, it looks like Michelle Robinson said dusting and cleaning ceiling fans. That is also tough. Do not enjoy doing that either. I actually need to dust. It's been a second since I actually dusted my apartment. So thank you, Michelle, for reminding me to do that. But y'all, that is just about it for today's Before the Four. Thank you all for commenting on our 48 Facebook question today. It always makes my day reading y'all's comments and seeing everything you all have to say here across the Tennessee Valley. But like I said, this is just about it for today's live stream. But as always, thank you so much for watching, spending a bit of your Wednesday afternoon here. I hope you all enjoy tonight's evening newscast. A reminder for anyone who's watching the 10 o'clock show tonight, that will actually be at 10:30 tonight due to NBC's airing of Wicked. So if you haven't seen the first Wicked yet, watch it tonight on NBC, and then we will be on at 10:30 tonight. So just a reminder for you all, but that is it for today. Thank you all for watching, and as always, you all have a great night.